Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another match reaction, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. And before we get into it, before I say anything, I am feeling a little bit happy today because of that performance in that second half. It's like a feeling of pride after what the guys did on the pitch, after what the guys, came out and performed for us in the second half, especially. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it, before we start discussing the game, before we start talking about all things regarding the game, every single person watching us right now, listen to me, every single person watching us, make sure you slap the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. You ain't new here, guys. Make sure you like the video now, make sure you subscribe to This is Football, and we're out here. And we're here to talk Liverpool against Arsenal. We're here talking title race. We're here talking all those good things. So slap up the likes, folks. Subscribe to This is Football. And let us get this party started. So, comment section. Big up to Killian. Big up to Zayn. Big up to Carty, Blue, Captain Sal. Big up to MP. Big up to Red Lion of Teranga. Big up to Lewis. Arthur B, big up to Tarun, big up to Carty, big up to NZZ, big up to Browow, big up to Facts and Agenda, Gaza, man like Gary Paul, big up to PSV, big up to Browow, my guy, big up to Ilya, big up to Khazir, make sure you listen to him and like, subscribe now. A big up to Mohammed Ammar, big up to Sophia, bad vibes Sophia, big up to Abdus, Yuvraj, big up to Qusay, big up to Mob's Vlogs, John Anderson, big up to Selection, Oscar, big up to you, Yuvraj, AD, big up to Sean, big up to Hafsa, big up to you, alaikum salam, big up to Jack O'Lantern, my brother, best name on the channel, big up to HM Alta, big up to you, big up to Upper Tier, Bilal Adam, big up to everyone. Slap the like, subscribes. Big up to Ryan for the super chat. He says, I am so close to wanting Aura Man sold this summer. We're going to speak about it. We are going to speak about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get into every single thing. And then he says, should keep Bobby over Jota, to be honest. No. Bobby is leaving Liverpool Football Club a hero because he left in the right time. He ain't like number 14. He ain't like all them other players who think they should stay here forever. He is humble. He realizes when he's got to go, and that's why he's leaving a hero, Ryan. So I ain't trying to see him become the villain because I absolutely love Bobby Firmino. So I don't want to see him become a villain already. Big up to my guy, Felipe, who says, you gave Salah a 4. You can sell him and we'll give you back money. Top 4 isn't over, in my opinion, for LFC. Unlikely, not impossible. Konate on fire. First of all, you can keep Mane, my Bayern friend. I don't want Mane back. I am good. You get me? I am good. I'm good with Salah. Today, he had an absolutely horrible performance in that second half. He didn't ghost or anything, He was involved, but I think his finishing boots were not on, unfortunately for us, because that could have easily been 3-2. But it is what it is, man. Love for you guys, man. Love for you guys. Love to Felipe, love to Ryan, consistently supporting the channel. Big up to you guys. Everyone, slap the likes, subscribe. Let's get into it. And listen, if there was ever a game that describes the statement, a tale of two halves, it's today's game. In the first half, we're like, oh my God, here we go again. We are horrible. We are disgraceful. This is an absolutely horrible performance. So nonchalant. No one really caring like to that extent. Everyone just walking around. Just kind of summarizes how Liverpool have been against the likes of Brighton, against the likes of Wolves. The multiple times this season we've been absolutely horrible. And funnily enough, in the first half, it was Mo Salah that played well, and the rest of the team were crap. And then, my hero of the day. Not all Liverpool heroes wear a Liverpool shirt. Not all Liverpool heroes wear a Liverpool shirt. I want to give a special shout out and a special thank you to none other than the Arsenal vice captain, Granit Xhaka. Thank you so much. Granit Xhaka is the reason that turnaround happened. Because he pissed off the 11 players. He pissed off the entire team. He pissed off all the crowd. He pissed off the entire fan base. us as fans, we always care about the club we support. We care. We're Liverpool fans. But the players, they were just like, whatever. Like, they were so nonchalant. We're like, if you ask the Liverpool fans after Jesus scored the second, all of us were like, oh my God, here we go again. We were all irritated and stuff. And then Granit Xhaka just came up, riled up the crowd, riled up the players, and they suddenly cared, and we turned it up. Now, let me address the elephant in the room, because selection is probably watching. Maybe now, maybe on the replay. Once again, in the first half, for the second game running, our best midfielder was number 17, Curtis Jones. Once again, he was once again our better midfielder. In that first half, Curtis Jones, for me, was by far the best midfielder on the pitch. And what I will say is as follows. Look, my biggest problem with Curtis Jones, and he showed that in glimpses in the second half what his problem is, it is not a personal problem with him. It's not like I have a Curtis Jones agenda and that's it. And, no matter what, I'm going to be negative towards Curtis Jones. No. My biggest problem with Curtis Jones is his decision making. He just doesn't make his decisions quick enough. He can't decide. Do I shoot? Do I dribble? Do I pass? All I want him to do is to make a decision quick and boom, go with it. Selections here, see? He's erect listening to all this tergy right now. Just take a decision and make it. If you want to shoot, ya akhi, shoot. If you want to pass, ya akhi, pass. If you want to dribble, dribble. But make your decision and go with it. I hate the lack of decisiveness. Like when he gets the ball, he's just like, he starts shaking like this. Why are you shaking for, bro? Why shaking for? Make the decision quick. Do it. Do the decision quickly. Like, that's the perfect example from McLovin here. He's technical, but without effectiveness. That's his problem. And I'm not even talking about effectiveness in terms of GA. I'm talking about effectiveness in terms of affecting the game. Ya akhi, make a decision quick and go with it. And once again, Ryan here says Curtis Jones is better than Harvey Elliott. Well, first of all, I disagree with that. Second of all, I don't think that's that much of a flex. Like, being better than Harvey Elliott isn't really a flex, because Harvey Elliott isn't a midfielder. He's one of them hybrid players who ain't a midfielder, who ain't a forward, who ain't a winger, who ain't a this, who ain't a that. So I just don't think, like, saying he's better than Elliott is some sort of win, because, okay, he's better than Elliott, and Elliott ain't a midfielder. No one looks at him like from the midfield perspective like that. My only problem with him is he doesn't make the decision quickly. I need the decisions to be made quicker from Curtis Jones. And I don't think that is asking too much of him. I don't think that's me being unfair. I don't think that's me being a running agenda. Big up to you, Ryan, for the super chat. Big up to Felipe as well. Guys, like and subscribe. Come on, 150 people in here. We ain't even on 100 like yet. Come on. So, here's the thing. This game, low-key, just low-key, summarizes our season to a T. This game specifically summarizes our season like no other game does. In that first half, the lethargic, careless, complacent, nonchalant Liverpool. Oh, we didn't care. We couldn't care less. The second half, I was so happy because it brought back the Liverpool from 1819, the Liverpool from 1920. It brought back the Liverpool from the good old days, if you would like. Like, it brought back Liverpool from the old Klopp good days. Like, he brought us back to that level. And that's why earlier on I thanked Granit, because I don't think the players cared as much, really, to be honest with you. Like, when the game started, it was just nonchalant, carelessness, complacency. And then Liverpool just turned it up. Liverpool Football Club just fully turned it up in that second half. And if you guys notice, by the way, for the first time, probably this whole season, Arsenal were actually boxed in their own half. Like, Arsenal were boxed in their own half. Like, Arsenal couldn't get out of their half. And for the first time in a long time, Liverpool dominate possession and chances and kind of box them in. And you're sat here thinking, like, where has this been all year long? That for me is the issue. Like, we haven't shown these levels of intensity, trigger word, these levels of passion, this level of desire, because yes, football ability matters. Yes, you should be able to play the sport, of course, 100%. But at the same time, you must be able to show passion, you must be able to show desire, you must be able to show willingness to win. And I don't think we've shown that enough. But today, in the second half, I'm like, whoa, where has this come from? Last season, it was Mikel Arteta that fired up Anfield. This season, it's Granit Xhaka that fired up Anfield, and that's what got us. Because I really do believe, and you know, this is me just being honest. I really do believe in that first half we were a lot very nonchalant, very careless, very like whatever. But in that second half we turned it up. Now, before I get to the second half, let me just address these super chats. Big up to Omar, as he says, love Moto Bits. Always thought Spence was his weakest. I can't lie to you, he's missed 2 already. We need the second one to go to Fabinho, maybe next penalty. Let Fabinho take it. I think Fabinho is probably one of our best, if not the best penalty taker. Big up to Here to There, who says, as an Arsenal fan, Klopp schooled Arteta. He nailed the subs. Thiago class, Bobby goal. Had Salah ruthlessly exposed Zinni all day. Arteta late on subs. I can lie to you Here to There. The moment where Arteta, for me, kind of lost the plot a little bit was when he took off Odegaard and he brought on Kiwior, or however it's pronounced. And until now, I'm kind of thinking like, Odegaard, you know, even though maybe he wasn't having the best of games, he's still someone who can keep the ball well. He's still someone who creates. I mean, we saw like in that second half, that unbelievable pass he had towards Martinelli on the left wing. Unbelievable pass. I don't think anyone in your whole team is able to play that pass. So for me, taking off Odegaard for Kiwior was the craziest sub, just in my opinion. Big up to IB7, says, feel good now, but definitely killed any top 4 hope. I'm going to be honest with you, IB7. As soon as Jurgen Klopp went to the press conferences, started talking about conference and Europa League, it killed my hope. I'm khalas, like, what are we doing here? After the Chelsea game, I'm like, bro, you can't beat Chelsea. Like, it's just pointless. So that's the main thing for me. Like, I just think after Chelsea, really was all over. And Klopp started talking about Conference League and Europa League, so it gave up anyway. I know maybe some, by the way, some people still haven't given up. Till this second, they still haven't given up. They're still talking about top 4. But for me, I've given up on it because I just don't see it happening. But anyway, listen, now I'm going to get into the second half where things turned up for us. 171 people watching us. Big up to every single one of you guys. Apparently, you guys only watch me when we lose. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Every single person right now, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Special shout out goes out to Ryan, Felipe, Omar, Rushdie, IB7, and my brother Here to There. Commiserations to you on the result today. Big up to you guys, man. Like the video, subscribe now. Second half. Second half. You know, second half. And I will dare say this. Second half of today's game made me so positive and energetic about our future. And I don't know people who, like, they are a lot more maybe negative than me, a lot more pessimistic than me. And listen, that's their opinion. I'm not one of them people who's going to cancel someone for their opinion. It's their opinion. You want to be negative, you want to be pessimistic, up to you. Even they came after today's second half and you're like, whoa, like, maybe there is still something left in this team. And for me, all the people who claim maybe Klopp lost the dressing room, all of that stuff, I kind of just don't believe in it. And today in the second half, it proved to us why. Like today in the second half, we learned why these players still play for Klopp. They still respect Klopp as the manager. I just think they're mentally fatigued and they've just mentally checked out of this season. I really do think they've just genuinely mentally checked out of the season. I really don't think they care about this season anymore. And this is me just being blunt and honest and objective. Like, I don't think they wear that Liverpool shirt and go onto the field, you know, caring as much. I really think they're careless. I really think they're nonchalant. And we saw that, by the way, again in the first half. That's why I thanked Granit Xhaka. But for me, that second half, I saw all the signs that, like, Liverpool can be back if they wanted to. Now, I'm going to be realistic. If today you take out Jones, you take out Henderson, you put in a Jude, you put in a McAllister, you put in a Lavia, you put in a whoever, that performance flips 180 degrees even from the first half, because you're talking about a totally different side that is Liverpool Football Club. You talk about a totally different element that is Liverpool Football Club. You talk about a Liverpool Football Club that has a whole different, aspects and elements to them, if you would like. Today in the second half, it felt like everyone just woke up. Trent suddenly cared. Robertson cared. Van Dijk cared. Everyone just turned it up. And I'm going to give credit to the players that like fully deserve credit from this game. But I'm saying even the people who maybe have been letting us down this season fully turned up. The likes of Trent, the likes of Robertson, the likes of Van Dijk, the likes of Fabinho. In that second half, they fully woke up. And they showed how much they do care in the second half. Which is why, for me, in the second half, it kind of felt like the team went like, you know what? We know what we are. We are an offensive team. We are a team that attacks. Might as well go ahead and attack and screw it. Whatever happens, happens. I don't feel like, we were guarded. We were like, oh no, let's not do this. Let's not do that. I don't believe in that. I think we just gave it our all. Like, we switched on the gears. We turned it up. And we just went like, okay, we're going to attack now. And whatever happens, happens. And massive credit. And all of you apologize in the comment section right now to my favorite player. My right back, the king of the right backs on earth, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh my goodness gracious Lord, have mercy on my soul. What did Trent Alexander-Arnold do in that second half? What Trent Alexander-Arnold did in the second half should be illegal. It should be illegal. People talk about his defensive frailties and all this. Bro, Arsenal Football Club were literally peeing themselves as soon as Trent got the ball every single time. As soon as Trent got the ball in his feet, you had 10 Arsenal players just sat there shook. What do I do? Trent has the ball. He can play across him behind. He's going to ruin my life. Trent today done Zinchenko dirty. So dirty, he got subbed off and he cried on the bench. He done him dirty. And Trent, for me, today in the second half, turned up even defensively. He had like a couple of key interceptions, one good block. Like he's there. Like he can defend. And this goes back to what I'm saying. With all due respect, we've got to respect the world-class players. The world-class players in this team, we've got to push this year to the side a little bit and go like, okay, let me surround the good players with other good players and see what happens. So in my opinion, Van Dijk, Robertson, Trent, Fabinho, Thiago, even Salah, these players, if you give them good players around them, bro, they're going to turn up. They haven't become crap players overnight. The likes of Henderson and Jones and Ox and Keita and others who have fallen off a cliff and just are on the ground, I understand, okay, we should be moving them on. I agree with you completely. But some of these players, like I'm talking about the class players in this team. The class players in this team, I am going to surround them with other class players and see what happens from there. I don't think that is me asking for a lot, big up to Sultan. I don't think that's me asking for a lot. All I'm asking for is a midfield that can midfield and a forward line that can help us and a center-back partnership that can help us and all of that. This, for me, is the main key issue right here. I just think these players are mentally fatigued. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the second half proved how mentally fatigued they are. It really did prove how mentally fatigued they are. Because in the second half, they decided to fully go about the other, like the full other direction. In the second half, guys, we went from horrible, nonchalant carelessness to heavy metal directly. And Trent plays a massive role in that. And for me, what he did to Zinchenko, that crossfar post and Bobby Firmino with the header was beautiful. And I'm going to have to give credit, even though I don't want to. Because I really don't think this guy is good enough at all. But I have to give credit to today's performance. Jordan Brian Henderson. I clap for you, Jordan. Today, great performance. Today, an absolutely great performance from yourself. Great performance. You look at today's game and you're like, Henderson, where has this been? This is what we want more of. I'm going to give him credit because he actually deserves credit. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think genuinely Henderson played a fantastic game for us. And you know, some people say agenda this, agenda that, blah, blah, blah. But for me, Jordan Henderson, I have to give him credit. Now, some people have been talking about heir to the throne this, heir to the throne that, blah, 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 blah. Now, I am no longer talking about heir of the throne. I am talking about the king himself, Ibrahima Ibu Konate. Oh my God. Oh my God, Ibrahima Konate. Oh my God. This man, mashallah, is moving like the strongest man on earth. He's moving like he's that Thor guy who won the strongest man on earth competition. Like, oh, you're gonna try dribble past me? Try then. Here you go. Come try. And Konate just stood there. Like, nope, you ain't gonna get past me. Ibrahima Konate, ladies and gentlemen, is a man mountain. Ibrahima Konate is a man mountain. Absolutely unbelievable performance from Ibrahima Konate. Absolutely unreal performance for me from Konate. And Konate for me today turned it up to a very high level. He turned it up to a very, very, very high level. And I'm gonna be real with you. All said and done, Ibrahima Konate currently is one of the best defenders in this whole league. And if he stays at Liverpool and he takes over the Van Dijk throne and he's less injury prone and he plays more games, I think Konate could become one of the best Premier League defenders of all time in terms of the future. Bro, this guy, mashallah, nothing he can do. Intercept, tackle, stop, speed, power. The only thing I was kind of annoyed about was his chance using your chest. Yeah. Ya why are you doing sujood when there's an opportunity? Ya shoot with your feet. Ya honestly, like, just try with your feet, fam. But Konate today, unbelievable performance. I'm not going to judge a defender based on him missing a chance because that's not his job. But for me, the center back today that was absolutely the most impressive was Ibrahima Konate. And now we go to the forward line. And now, we go to the forward line. Ah. We go to the forward line. Today was probably one of Salah's worst ever finishing performances. He got involved in the game, he created unbelievable chances, and he was there in the final third, but he did not wear his finishing boots today. And speaking of penalties and finishes and chances like that, this is our second penalty in a row he's missed here. Now, I wouldn't mind personally if we gave the penalties to someone else, but you know, he's quite clinical on them penalties. I just think he changed the way he takes the penalties. I think he needs to stick to him lacing them a lot more maybe than placement. And I watched that game and I'm happy Salah didn't like ghost or disappear or he did his best impression of Casper or anything. He actually overall, I'd say in that second half, he was okay. But for me, his finishing boots just was not on. His finishing boots just was not on. It wasn't there. He was not wearing his finishing boots whatsoever. Like, for me, in the first half, he probably played better than a lot of, if not most, his teammates. But like, you know, at the same time, like Mo, come on, Mo. Like a couple of them ones, like he could have scored, surely. I was just very disappointed in his finishing in the second half. I thought Gakpo played all right. Nothing special from Gakpo. I'm a real as well. Like, I don't think Gakpo did anything special. I think it was just okay. Jota, for me, not a good performance from Diogo Jota. I don't think Diogo Jota had a good performance at all. I know some people trying to run Jota this, Jota that. I really don't think Jota had a good performance at all. And once again, Nunez the same. Like, Darwin Nunez should have scored the pass that Salah gave to him. That should have been a goal, and that would have been like the game right there for me. Like, that was a great goal for a pass from Mo Salah, but Nunez, come on, man, you've got to bury these. Like, I get it, like, chaos and all this, but at the same time, you've still got to score these. Like, but here's the thing. I'm going to talk about big picture and overall picture now. But before I do that, before I address the super chats, big up to you guys. 222 people watching us. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Everyone right now, please like, subscribe. We're now going to be speaking generalities, big picture, more importantly, if you would like. So make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to this football if you're yet to do so. Big up to Sam Allardyce, Sultan, IB7, here to there, Omar, Felipe, and Ryan for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Most importantly is you all like and subscribe now. Big up to Omar Rushdie says, I have a feeling we're going to get Conference League. Inshallah not. I don't want us anywhere near that competition. I do not want us anywhere near that Conference League competition. That is a massive no-no from myself. I am good, my brother. I'm good. I really just don't need it. I really don't need it. Big up Sultan Manna, shukran lak habibi. Need to big up Jones today. I did big him up. Honestly, 2 games in a row, he's been the best midfielder. Some good signs today. Can't wait for next season if we spend, obviously. F Arsenal. You know, Sultan Manna has been one of them Liverpool fans who really just wanted Arsenal to not win the league all this time. So today for him, he likes the fact that like we stole 2 points from them. So he's just sat there thinking like, man, Arsenal now, they probably have to go to the Etihad. If they lose that game, then, it's all over for them. But, like, I hear where it's coming from because he hates Arsenal. But I have bigged up Jones, and I do agree with that statement. I'll give him his flowers, still hate the guy. I think you're talking about Henderson, and could be applied to Jones as well. Like, Jordan Henderson still is a problem at this football club, still shouldn't be starting. But for today's game, I agree with Abi7, we give him his flowers. Big up to Sam Allardyce, who says Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan to you, Kareem to you as well, big Sam. I'm not quite sure if you fast or not, probably not, but big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And big up to Messi FC, who says Jones is a bowler. Maybe Linders had a good point. No, he did not have a good point because Pedri and Gavi are CLEAR. Clear. Let us not do this. Let us not be shameless. Let us not sit up here and cap. Let us not sit up here and cap. Jones is not a baller. This is just today. Just like Henderson is just today. And speaking of big picture, as I said, big up Messi FC, Sam Allardyce, Sultan, IB7, here to there, Omar, Philip, and Ryan. Everyone slap the like button. Subscribe to this football if you're yet to do so. The road to 12.5k continues. Plenty of content coming your way. So slap up the likes for us, subscribe. And here's the thing now. Big picture. The reason why that second half has given me so much energy, so much belief, is it showed me the real Liverpool can come back. The real Liverpool, the Liverpool of 18-19, the Liverpool of 19-20, the Liverpool that boxes teams into their box, the heavy metal Liverpool, the Liverpool that creates 500 chances. That Liverpool can come back. That Liverpool is not as over as people think. Like, that Liverpool could easily come back. And for me, the thing is as follows. Like, if we get this summer right, I stick by the statement that I made on Igal's channel. I stick by the statement that I made multiple different times. We get this summer right. Forget the 3 years, 4 years, 5. No. I think next year we could win the league, but we must get the summer right. And the second half for me proved it. The second half showed me, okay, these guys are still somewhat capable of doing what is required to win that game, like to win games of football consistently. Like, we are still capable at the highest level of multiple different wins in a row. That second half, it gave me back memories from the good old Klopp days, because it's just like a thing where we boxed them into their own half. We kept creating chances. We created havoc. They didn't really have chances except maybe on the counter-attack, 1 or 2 chances. But for me personally, like, I really do believe this is a good sign in terms of Liverpool can come back. We have the foundations, exactly, Teranga. We have the basics. We have the foundation. We have the basis for this to actually go out there and work out. So because we have the foundations and we have the basis for this to work out, now we've got to build on that basis. Like, I know people maybe think it's a bit crazy. How can a team go from 8th to winning the league? Yes, but it's not about us being 8th right now. It's about the signs. It's about, has this team shown you that they are capable of doing these multiple different things? Yes, they are capable of doing multiple different things, but they need help. You take out Henderson, you take out Curtis, you put in a McAllister, you put in a Jude, you put in a whoever, and suddenly we're a much better team just by improving the midfield. So for me, I stick by what I said. I think we need 3-4 midfielders. We need a center back, probably a full back cover, and then we're good to go. And forward line, it depends. You know, if we do sell Jota for a whole lot of money, maybe we do need then a forward, of course, because Firmino and Jota are leaving. But for me, like, I look at us, and I don't think it's all over, and we're done, and we're finished, and we're screwed, and all. I don't agree with any of that perspective. Like, I think all we need to do is we must get the summer right. We must get the Liverpool summer right. We must definitely get the summer right. And this goes back to what I've been speaking about multiple different times, where I say, like, guys, you know, I understand sometimes on earth there is a time to sit on the fence, and there's a time for you to sit up here and say, oh my God, I don't know, maybe, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Like, okay, yes, sometimes you sit up here and you say, maybe this, maybe that, blah, 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 blah. But my thing is as follows, like, this summer, there is no more time for fence sitting. There's no more time for middle ground. There's no more time for any of that. This summer for me is do or die. And I've referred to this summer multiple different times already as the most important summer in modern Liverpool's history. And I stick by it. I still think this summer is the most important summer probably in modern Liverpool's history. And the reason why I say that is a very simple reason. Very simple reason. That we are at a crossroads. We either go to being a top 4 team, we either go back to just contention top 4, or we go back to challenging / winning the Premier League. This is why we need to be able to get the summer right. That's why we need 3 midfielders, possibly 4. We need 1 or 2 center backs. If one of them is on a free, then get the other not on a free, and we take it from there. But we must get the summer correct. This summer is the most important summer in modern Liverpool history, because there is no more time for sentimentality. There is no more time for, oh, we're going to figure it out. There's no more time for, oh, this might happen, that might happen, blah, 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 blah. No one cares about ifs, buts, maybes. We need to deal with absolutes. Shout out James Redmond. We must deal with absolutes now. We must deal with absolutes. This is the time for absolutes. We absolutely need to improve the midfield. We absolutely need to improve the defense. And once again, last summer when I was screaming, people were counting the likes of Keita and Ox as squad depth. But there is squad depth and there is false squad depth. And for me, here's the problem. Here's the key problem. Konate, injury prone. Van Dijk, injury prone. Joe Gomez, injury prone. Joel Matip, injury prone. So you've got 4 centre-backs there that are unreliable. So that's why you need one of them to come in who's not injury prone, who doesn't have fitness problem all the time, and come in and start and make a difference. And now I stick by what I said, because I know a lot of people, Ryan included, because Ryan's head's hot. He says Diogo Jota, uncomfortable conversations. Earlier on, he was talking about Van Dijk getting sold. And look, like, here's the thing. Henderson outlasting Mane and Firmino at this football club is bad enough. If he outlasts Van Dijk and he outlasts Salah and he outlasts actual good players in this team, then we are screwed. We can't allow that to happen. Yes, you are our captain, blah, 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 but there's also time to move on. Kim Min-jae got a release clause of 42 million. Call up Napoli, go get Kim Min-jae. You've got so many midfielders that me and the comment section right now could name about 15 midfielders who make us better. Ugarte, Goncalves, Jude, McAllister, Caicedo, Matthias Nunez. It is just, I can keep going till tomorrow with midfielders on earth that can improve us. Let us just see where we go from here. Now, the reason why I disagree on Jota is as follows. Guys, we always complained what? Hussam, we don't have depth like Man City. Hussam, the problem with us is squad depth. And then when we get depth in a position, you want to sell the depth? I don't want us to sell Jota. I don't want us to sell Jota. I want us to keep him. because I want us to sign more players, not reduce. The reason, the subtraction in the squad is clear to see where it should happen. You know? Exactly, Mr. Sinclair. Hell, even Emre Can would make us better. That's a great point from Mr. Sinclair. So there's so many players on earth that we could get. So now I am of the belief, and Paul Joyce reiterated what Hussam has been saying all year long. I think Jude Bellingham is going to be a Liverpool player. After that, you look at the other two, and listen, it depends what works best. Maybe a McAllister, a ball progressor, as the tacticals call it, someone more defensive, maybe like a Lavia, someone like that. There's always options for us to explore in terms of midfield, but we've got to get the center back signing right. We've got to get the center back signing right. We need 4 midfielders: Kone, Ugarte, Bellingham, and Thuram. McAllister, I would absolutely love this summer right here. Ndika on a free, and Silva from Benfica. I would love this summer. Silva or Inacio from Sporting. I like both. I really do like both. Zlatan, by the way, big up to you. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you so much for the super chat, Habibi. But yes, I agree with you completely. This would, for me, would be the absolute perfect summer. Kone, Ugarte, Bellingham, Thuram, McAllister, you know, Ugarte, clearly that defensive element. You've got Kone and Thuram or McAllister, who are, you know, eights and stuff. You got Bellingham, who's like the do-it-all type. So you've kind of got all different types of midfielders, which I genuinely do not mind. So, you know, big up to you, Zlatan. I think I agree with that absolutely completely. I agree with that completely. So, yeah, for me personally, this summer is the most important summer. But this game for me, the second half, fills me with joy, fills me with happiness, fills me with a little bit of me can't wait for the future. And the reason why that is because I'm sat here thinking, okay, if we get the summer right, we go back to cooking. Like, if we get the summer right, we cook. We cook next season, but we must get the summer right. Which is why I've always said, man, this whole like, oh my God, he did this, he did. You have to let go of that mentality. We've got to now be at a position where we push sentimentals to the side and we try our best to win. None of this, we competed crap. We must win. Simple as that. Man, that second half was so good, you guys. That second half was so good. It genuinely, honestly, hand on heart, reminded me of like the Liverpool good old days. And I know we didn't win and we should have won. And our XG was like 4.5 and we even missed a penalty. Like, we really should have won that game. But for me, that second half, it was like watching Liverpool from the old days. Like, they're fully turned up. They're playing football. They're passing, they're shooting, everything's on. I just wish we were a little bit more clinical, to be honest with you. All we needed was a little bit more clinical edge, but unfortunately, we didn't have it. Unfortunately for us. Anyways, big up for the second half. First half summarizes most of our season this year. Second half for me takes us back to the good days when we were actually good, because we genuinely played some fantastic football in that second half. Like, we really turned it up. Like, we fully turned it up. And I really think this team is capable. I think this team is capable, with the correct additions, with the correct signings, of winning a league title, of doing what's required to get back to the mountaintop. Because what Klopp said is, by the way, true. All these players did not turn crap overnight. He's not a crap manager overnight. The institution is not a crap institution overnight. I think the institution fully failed this season. I think Klopp himself has already said 100 times, even by his own words, it's his fault what happened this season. 100%, I agree. Yes, Klopp is probably the most to blame in this whole Liverpool, sort of entity for what's going on at this time right now. But we have just needed to get the summer right. Now, with all due respect, if we get Jude Bellingham, Mount, and Gallagher, then I don't see us competing. But if we get Jude Bellingham, we get a McAllister, we get a Lavia, we get an Ugarte, we get Kone, we get actual good players, I see us competing. But we must get a centre back. For me, that is the center back this summer is the midfielder of last summer. We're going to come up and say, oh, we have Matip and Gomez and Konate and Van Dijk. Yes, we do. But all 4 are injury prone. So we need someone who's fit and reliable. And for me, I'd sell Joe Gomez happily. I would happily sell Joe Gomez. Matip don't make me enough money anyway. Like, Matip does not make me enough money anyway. So might as well just sell Joe Gomez. And to all the people who keep saying homegrown quota this, homegrown quota that, blah, 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 blah. Bro, I've broken it down 100 times. Out of a 25-man squad, all you need is 8 players who are homegrown. So by definition, you could field a team of 11 foreigners and have 6 foreigners on the bench and you're still safe. You don't have to like shove down everyone's head like, oh, homegrown, 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 homegrown. Like it's not how it goes. So for me, personally, I don't like keeping Gomez. I don't think he's a good right back backup because he don't offer us, as we saw today, what Trent offered us. If we need to have a right back backup, we need to have a right back backup who could actually attack. We need to have a right back backup who could take the ball, who can attack with it, who can run with it. So for me, I stick by what I said completely. I think we can go, or we can compete, and we can win, and we can make it back to the top level. Now, what we need to do is we need to wake up in the summer transfer window. No more sentimentality. No more let's all hug each other. That's the one thing that we must change. Kim Min-jae, you've got multiple options in the Bundesliga. You've got options in the Dutch league. You've got so many options. Calvin Ramsey's a hologram, guys. Don't even try. Like, he's always injured. I ain't trying to do that again. So anyway, love for the love, guys. I am happy, even though we didn't win, because today we showed stuff that we haven't showed in a long time. We showed the passion, we showed the desire, we showed the care, we showed that we actually still give a you know what, like we still care. You know, I like the fact that these players went on that pitch, they wore their Liverpool shirts, and they showed the world, yo, like we care about this football club. Don't get it twisted, like we care. And I love the idea that the players are showing everyone that they genuinely do care. And that's what matters to me. So anyway, everyone watching us right now, before you go, slap the like button so we can hit our like target of 200 likes. Make sure you slap the likes. Make sure you subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Big up to Ryan, Felipe, Omar, here to there, IB7, Sultan Al-Mannai, shukran lak habibi, Sam Allardyce, Messi FC, and Zlatan Ibra. Thank you all for the super chats. Big up to every single person who sends in a super chat. Always shows us the love and support. This summer is going to be massive. I'm going to keep bringing new news day by day. And all I want to say, all the people who subscribe to This Is Football, all the people who follow this channel, they know about news weeks before it happens. Didn't I hit you with the McAllister? Pow, pow. Didn't I hit you with the McAllister? And then a week later, suddenly every Argentine reporter, Colombian reporter, English reporter, Spanish reporter is talking about Alexis McAllister. What I tell you, dog, people who watch me know that I come up here and I say the truth. I'm not an ITK. I am not on the phone with Jurgen Klopp discussing transfers, but I know what I know. Shaq Abden has touched on my final point before I wanted to wrap up. Shaq Abden next is Leeds. Now, here's the thing. Do we start the Leeds game and play like we did in the second half, or do we do like we did in the first half? If we do like we did in the first half, then Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen, have not learned nada. If we start like we did in the second half, there is a massive possibility we win. And it's going to be a long-ass time for that game, by the way. Monday at 8 p.m. UK. So it's going to be a long-ass time from now. Anyway, love for the love, guys. Big up Shaq. Slap the like, subscribe. And we will see you, inshallah, tomorrow. Probably for a Liverpool show. Maybe Hussam X Tom Little, something like that. So love for the love, folks.